Welcome to TrueMoors.com video series where we're going to talk about everything you can imagine about silk bedding, bamboo bedding, and luxury bedding, interior design, and other really great ideas to help you sleep better. In today's short video, we're going to talk about the difference between thread count and mommy weight, a question that I get asked all the time. So let's kind of dive right in. So what is thread count? Have you ever really thought about what it is you might be looking for to sleep in when it comes to thread count? It's actually the number of threads in a square inch of fabric. Now this has good things and bad things with it. The higher the thread count, the softer the fabric is going to be, which is really great. It's more comfortable and it feels great while you sleep. However, the higher it is, the less it's going to breathe. Imagine lots and lots and lots of threads of, we'll say in this case, cotton being put as close together or weaved as close together as possible. The airflow is not going to be able to get through that sheet as easily, so you're going to lose a breathability factor there. The higher, the more expensive it's going to be. There's more fabric being used. It usually is a lot softer and more luxurious from touch-wise, so you're going to pay a little bit more for that. Also, it's a little bit stronger because, again, we're using more fabric, so it makes sense for it to be stronger. So is a higher thread count actually worth the price you're going to pay? Because sometimes you can pay upwards of $1,000 for some really luxury Egyptian cotton sheets. Yes and no. I mean, it really depends on what you're looking for. However, I think when it comes to thread count in a fabric like cotton, bamboo, and a few others, there really is a good middle ground where you're going to pay for a luxury feel that's really soft, but you're also going to get the best breathability. This is actually where bamboo, I think, comes in as a great option, but we're going to talk about that in a later video. In this video, since TrueMoors.com is all about silk, what are we going to do about luxury silk bedding? How is this going to get measured, and where does thread count fit in? It really actually doesn't fit in because silk goes by mommy weight, and mommy weight is an actual weight. It's the weight in pounds, measuring a standard of 100 yards by 45 inches, usually converted into ounces per linear yard. So it sounds really kind of complicated, but think of it just like this, because this is how you're going to measure the quality of the silk that you might be buying. It's just like thread count in that the mommy weight, the higher it is, the more silk that's going to be used in the weaving of whatever it is you're getting, whether that be lingerie, pajamas, or bedding. So when you're out there on the internet surfing and you find something that you really like, if it doesn't have a mommy weight, try to find out what it is, because you might be paying a lot for very, very little silk actually. The higher it is, the less it's going to breathe in comparison to a lower mommy weight, because silk is really great at actually whisking away body moisture and having good airflow for evaporation of moisture and things like that. But just think about it, a lower mommy weight will do much better when it comes to breathability than a higher one, but it's very insignificant, the difference. The higher, the more luxurious and the more expensive it's going to be, again, because we're using more silk to make the item, whether it be bedding or pajamas. So you're going to pay more for that, and it's just going to be that much softer, a little bit more heavier to the touch as well. So what mommy weight can you get? Again, on the internet, when you're searching for either bedding or pajamas, you're going to find all sorts of different ones if they even state what mommy weight it is. Most of the time, you're going to find 15 and 16 when it comes to bedding. However, I urge you to stay away because that's kind of a really weak one. Typically, 15 and 16 is used for pajamas where you're not going to be rolling around on something as much. But when it comes to TrueMoors.com, let's kind of look at what we can do for you. Our silk bedding, the lowest we go, and actually this is for all of our items, not including the pajamas, is 19, which is considered a heavy silk. It's really not many other places, although there are a few other ones out there, offer 19 mommy weight. It's a heavy silk, it's very durable and very strong. However, we can go a little bit more luxury and do up to 22. So it's going to be a more heavier silk. It actually will feel heavier, and it's going to be a little bit thicker. The most luxury is 25, much thicker, but not like, when I say thicker, I'm not talking about like by exponential amounts. It's just going to be a much heavier silk. There's a lot more silk used. It's very, very luxury. We can offer all three of those. For lingerie and pajamas, we can go to a low number of 16, but typically we always say, you know, why go to 16 when you can have 19, which is a much heavier silk, it's much more durable, it's going to last you an incredibly long amount of time. Same thing with the bed sheets, we can go up to 22 as well, even 25. We could even technically offer up to 40, but we don't because that's obviously makes no difference at all, or makes no sense at all. But 22 is probably the best place to stop when it comes to lingerie, because you definitely want something that's going to be nice and flowy, or pajamas as well, either men's or women's. So So now that you know, or now you know more about mommy weight, you know what it is, you know how to measure it, you know to look for it, especially if you're going to be buying silk. Make sure you know this piece of information. It's vital that you're paying the best price for the most amount of silk possible. So TrueMoors.com, we offer grade A mulberry silk. Again, our lowest number right now is 19. Very quality, a heavy silk. We can go up to 22, which is a very luxury silk. I think there's only one other place that we have found that actually sells 22, and then we are the only ones that can offer you 25, which is extremely luxury. It does cost more, but you definitely get what you pay for when in 25. It's an incredible bed sheet. But don't get me wrong, 19 is where we try to push most people to. It's a great mommy weight for silk. So thanks for watching. Please go visit TrueMoors.com for silk bedding, and we have great new lines of silk pajamas and lingerie coming out, and we are more than happy to answer any question and talk with you over the phone if it requires that as well. Thanks for watching, and be sure to look for the rest of our video series.